I'm not a big hater. I don't like to hate on things. So, but I did come up with 5 things I didn't really care about on the Carnival Celebration. So I guess this is as close to hate as you can get. A couple of these, yeah, I could say are hate. Firstly, my kids love ping pong, and they only have one ping pong table, and it's outside, which is kind of ridiculous. It's always windy when you're moving. It's always windy in port, so not ideal. And it's kind of nice for them when they're done mini golfing or just need a little break to go in the AC and play a little ping pong or something. They do have foosball and shuffleboard down in the bar on 8 at Guy's Pig and Anchor, and that's awesome because there's a pool and hot tub there. But no indoor ping pong, none of that soccer, billiards thing. And I don't even know if I've seen an actual billiards table, but this ship is huge. But my second gripe would be the air conditioning on this boat is horrible. My wife always wears sweatshirts to shows, and she's wearing tank tops. I sweat just walking through the ship, and it's not much reprieve when it's hot out and you go in. It's really not amazing. So that makes it a little rough, trying to wear pants for formal night and just enjoying the inside. That leads me to number 3. My biggest gripe with the ship is the interior room, period. You're saying these rooms are modernized, they're awesome, they have nice TVs, they have shower doors, which is a big deal for people. Yes, they do. The problem I have is I like an interior room to be like a cave. I want it to be cold, I want it to be dark, and that's impossible. The AC barely works, and it kind of flips off, but in order to have the AC on, you have to have the bathroom light on, which is weird because the bathroom door doesn't seal very well, so it's just like a beacon of light all night. We kind of cover it with towels, but best case scenario, it's pretty light in there. The mini fridge lights up, and you have to cover it. I don't understand why you do it, and I don't understand why the air conditioning really doesn't work anyway, but you have to have the bathroom light on to have the air conditioning on, and it's just odd. And so as far as sleeping on this ship, it's probably been my worst week of sleep I've had. But otherwise, the rooms are modernized and beautiful, and no complaints from like the shelving and all that. It was amazing, period. My 4th gripe is kind of silly, but we did have a couple technical difficulties during shows. The most disappointing one was we were watching a show, and they're about 2 songs in, Celestial Strings, and it's just loving it. I watched some of the rehearsal, was super stoked on it, got there really early so you get a good seat, and boom, 2 songs in, they're like, oh, we're experiencing technical difficulties, please stand by. So 10 minutes later, they're like, we have to cancel this show. There is a later one, but we're not sure if that's going to run, so come back later. I'm a morning person, I don't stay up late, and I didn't want to camp out for another hour just to try and get a halfway decent seat to a show that may or may not work. We had a technical difficulty during another show, and they were able to fix it, but there's some things that are just a little janky for such a new ship. But minor gripe, having an awesome time. And lastly, if I had to do, you can't do it 4 things you hate, you have to do like 5. We did go to the Serenity deck during a sea day. I think it was sea day. Yeah, it was a sea day. Went to the Went to the Serenity deck. It was either sea day or it was the day that we got out of port at like 2 o'clock, Amber Cove. The Serenity deck was anything but serene. You have the front things that are just baking in the sun, which is great if you like to sunbathe, and that's great. But then they have a pool, and the pool is basically the same party as every other pool. but without the kids, of course. But it was more of a party than a serenity. But not a big deal. We only went there once. Weren't going to spend much time there because we do have our kids with, and it's probably a lot of fun for adults to just be adults and drink and swear or whatever. But yeah, overall, I haven't really determined if this is my favorite ship yet, but it's definitely probably my favorite ship. It was a lot to do, there's a lot to eat, but people like to watch hate, and these are my 5 very minor gripes. The air conditioning I would probably put as an actual gripe, and the other ones are just things that if you're trying to be nitpicky, you could nitpick apart. I'm hoping to do a video on all the things we loved and a recap video, but we got this video first of all. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.